Okay, we arrived in Germany, in the Mosel area, which is a beautiful river with some historical sites. Yeah, I just finished a week of night work. I'm really tired. I just sleep.
I actually didn't sleep that great, but it was fine.
We got some leek, we got some fresh garlic, greens, and the bulb. Pepper it up a little. So this was part 1 of this video. Definitely keep an eye out for part 2, which is coming soon. So see you in the next adventure.
Good night.
So if you guys didn't see part 1 of this video, feel free to go and check it out. I don't explain a whole lot about this trip that I do in my previous video, so that might help. So like I said, I'm doing the night job. I'm working a week of 72 night hours, and then I'm a week off. And I'm gonna do this for like just a few months, or maybe 1 month, 1.5 months more, before we leave to North America. Once we get going to the North American continent, we will be putting out videos a whole lot more than I'm doing now. Now it's only every 20 days or something. Then I will try to like get a video out every 3 days, 4 days, you know, max a week.
So we are probably going to this Roman villa, so let's go.
Alright, we just arrived in one of the most beautiful villages along the river Mosel. Some people even call it one of the most beautiful villages of Germany. It's called Beilstein. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But here it is. There's an old ruin on the top of the hill over there. Let's explore it. I also wanted to go to a Roman villa, but it's like totally in the opposite way. And also, like, we weren't even sure it was open, so then we would drive an hour like for maybe nothing, you know. So we decided to skip it and do some other cool stuff today. So yeah, let's get going. They're doing a painting job here, so this thing is a little bit in the way, but still, dude, this looks like it's straight out of a fairy tale, man. So on the top of the hill is Metternich Castle. The first mentions of the castle were in 1268. The castle back then, in the first reference I found of it, was called Bilstein Castle. Now it's just ruins. I think it's still quite a sight to behold. So we'll go and take a look. Beautiful little streets. Yeah, man, I could live here for a while.
It's waffle iron.
Oh yeah, waffle iron.
It's from the stove.
Yeah, we're in Western Europe, man. Waffles everywhere.
Waffles?
All of our camera and filming gear is running low on battery, very low. So yeah, problem. We don't have a proper plug in our car because it's an old car, man. So I need to get some kind of solar setup at some point, you know. But so now we have to go to Cochem to find a coffee shop and just recharge some of our stuff, and then we can go on. Alright, we're now in the city of Cochem, which is just an incredibly beautiful city, very well preserved with a lot of historical buildings. So in total we are visiting 3 castles today, but for some reason all 3 of them are closed. But definitely the outside of the castles are pretty cool to see. And the last one we're gonna visit is just amazing. I didn't have a lot of time to charge my battery, so I might not be able to talk a lot. Anyways, I will definitely try to show you all of the castles and some of this beautiful city. So Cochem was already settled in the Celtic and Roman times, so it's an ancient place. People have been living here for so long. Also, the town fortifications still stand, and I think this might be a part of it. And it's just like this beautiful little old house with like the wood carvings and the wooden beams. It's just so beautiful, and it's like this everywhere, you know. This whole city looks like this here, you know. It's crazy. It's so beautiful. It has a very rich cultural and political history. Survived the plague, besiegement or siege in the 30-year war. All of this just seems like it's like right out of a fairy tale, you know. You have some newer buildings, like some things are like a little bit more modernized, but literally everywhere you look you have some kind of a historical feeling, or some kind of a feeling that you're like just transported back into time, wherever you look, you know.
And just this whole area is so beautiful and definitely worth a visit. It's just
Yeah.
like vineyards and beautiful nature, and I think definitely it's a little bit barren in a way right now and dry in winter, but I think in spring, late spring, early summer, it'll be perfect to visit and will be really nice.
Yeah, it's just town after town with some fields and forest in between, and each town has its own beauty and has its own beautiful buildings, and there's so many castles and just historical sites to behold in the area. So yeah, it's just packed with stuff to do, man, if you're into that kind of thing. And then there's like a lot of people just wild camping with their campers or stuff. Oh, this is beautiful. So yeah, there's a lot of people wild camping here. Just, it's kind of tolerated, I think, to sleep in your van here, which is a pretty rare thing for Western Europe. So yeah, definitely worth a visit. So yeah, this town or city, I don't know what you should call it, there's like 5,000 inhabitants. So for some places it would be a city, for some places it would be like even a small town, you know. But it's also situated like right on the Mosel River, and a pretty beautiful part, because I'm not in every way a fan of the Mosel River, because in some places it just looks like a human-made canal. But still it's beautiful, you know, and you have the water close by, there's probably some fishing opportunities. And then yeah, you have the hills and the forest, so yeah, it's just a great location to hang around. So we just showed you Cochem Castle from afar. That is the closest we're gonna get today, because it's quite a long hike and having a parking here is very difficult. But we also wanted to visit the other castle, which is supposed to be really beautiful, so that's where we're going right now. Alright, so this castle is also closed, which is a shame. And then also, once we entered the forest, it said that it was forbidden to fly drones here, which is a real shame, because it's golden hour in the evening, and yeah, it would have been really beautiful, you know. So yeah, that's a real shame, man, real bummer. But still, we're gonna do the hike there and show you guys this magnificent castle. So, to warm you guys up, Els Castle was built somewhere in the 11th and 12th century. The land itself was given to the owners in the 8th century, and there was already talk of like people here in the 5th century or something. I don't know, it's like a pretty long time. Anyway, the castle is still owned by the House of Els, which is probably why you can't fly a drone here, as it is private property. Yeah, you'll guys see it in a minute. It's incredible. On picture at least, it is one of the most beautiful castles I've ever seen. Yeah, the natural surroundings of this castle too. There's like a river running all the way around it, and like all the forests around it are there, like are in their domain, you know. So imagine just living here in the Middle Ages, man. It's one of the most beautiful places I've seen, like in totality, with like the surrounding area and then the castle. It's insane. It's so beautiful. So we arrived at Els Castle. We're just too late to have it in its full glory in the golden hour because the sun just sank behind the hills, but here it is. So I told you guys the castle is from the 11th or the 12th century, but like as you can see, you see that like not every part of it is that old. There's newer parts of it, but it's the older fortress that is that old. Really beautiful. Just here on top of the hill, I saw like an old ruin, so we might be able to explore it. So let's go. This is really cool. It's too dark. An old staircase. Man, this is so cool being in this ancient medieval thing. Cool.
This is a good sunset spot.
Yeah. All right. So we're on top of the fortress. This is where we're gonna end the video. See you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.